So here in Charlottesville, we've been talking a lot about our police department because we had an incident recently with a KKK rally where the police came out in SWAT gear, and there was a lot of mixed reaction to that. They got some criticism, some support, but I thought this was an important discussion and one that is one of my planks, so I thought it would be a good time to talk about it. So I read a really interesting article in the Seville Weekly this week that interviewed our new police chief, Al Thomas, and I thought it was really good, and I liked a lot of the things that he had to say. He talked about wanting to bring a more community policing approach to Charlottesville, which is exactly what I've been saying we needed to be doing. Community policing means basically the cops are more involved in the community. They live in the community. They're interacting. They get the community involvement. So it's kind of like bringing back the officer friendly is what I call it. So Chief Thomas talked about there was a couple things that we have going on in Charlottesville that are hurdles that we have to overcome in order for this community policing to really work. And I thought both of them were very valid points. One of them is, he said one of the problems is that we have officers who can't afford to live in the community they're serving. So these officers are working in Charlottesville, but then they go home to a different community and interact with a different community. They don't get to know the people they're working with. They don't get to build those relationships. And so that's a problem. And I think this is a problem for all of our city workers. I think it's really expensive to live here, and a lot of people who work here and work for the city can't afford to live here. So we need to talk about some different approaches to that. The other thing he brought up, which I was not aware of, was that we have a very high turnover rate in our police department. And so what that means is that your chances of when you get pulled over, your chances are that it's going to be by a rookie. And so that, affects things in a lot of different ways. If you have someone who just came out of training, then they approach things and make decisions very differently than a seasoned officer would do. And I think it hurts the community as a whole. So, what do we do about that? Why are we having a high turnover rate? I would guess, I think there's probably a lot of things involved, but one of the problems is that we're not paying our officers enough. They are paid under what the going rate in Virginia is, and if everyone else is paying their police officers more, we can't expect to keep ours. Of course, they're going to go someplace where they can get more money, and it's probably cheaper to live. So I think both of those points are valid, and if we can figure out how to get more to a community policing situation, it'll have long-term ripple effects in a lot of different things. It'll result in decreased arrests, especially for things like nonviolent crimes, decreased ticketing, decrease in disproportional minority contact, things like that. It creates a different environment, a different relationship where there's trust and community. So those are my thoughts. I think that's really great what Chief Thomas is doing. I support him. And as City Council, these are things that I will be fighting for and trying to work towards as well. And if you think this is a good idea and you support me, please like my page, share my video, and come join our cause. Thank you very much. And don't forget to vote Cassie Clausen for City Council. Thanks so much.